Hi, I'm Harriet. I've been a food blogger for over a decade now, and I spend a lot of time thinking about what to have for dinner. Now, I love food, I love cooking, but I know how much effort it can be deciding night after night after night what to have for dinner, especially if you're cooking for other people, if you don't have much time, we've all got busy lives. So in this video, I'm going to show you my realistic method for planning meals throughout the week, and I hope that it will help you as much as it helps me. My first step when I'm planning my dinners is always to grab my diary, my planner, look at my calendar. It doesn't have to be a physical diary like I've got here, whatever you use to look forward to the week ahead. So if that's your calendar app on your phone, whatever, start there. So I look through and I figure out in my head what's going on in the next week. I will also look at my weather app if there are any particularly cold days, particularly hot days, and I use that to help shape a picture of what I'm going to be cooking. So the reason I need my calendar and to take a look at my week is because what's happening on Tuesday? Is it a late one at work? So I'm only going to have a short time to cook, or maybe even no time to cook at all. I have to have a look through and get a picture in my head of what that week is going to look like. And that is the first step. When I have that picture of the week in my head, I like to go to my family and ask them if they have any ideas for dinners for the week ahead, because I love to share the load, and if I can get away without doing some of the thinking, I will do that. So I ask them. Sometimes they'll have some specific ideas, sometimes they won't, but I've already got that picture of my week, so I can just slot those in. If there's a quick meal, I can put it for one of those busy days, and if not, if it's a longer, more intricate one, I can either say no, or I can put it on one of those days when I've got more time. And I also take stock of my own energy levels as well. If I'm feeling run down, or if I'm in a bit of a rut and I know I don't really fancy cooking, then there's no point planning long, difficult recipes where the ingredients are just going to rot in the fridge. So take stock, be realistic. And at this point, I still haven't got a list of what I'm going to make. I'm just thinking about it and letting things slot into my mind. Now, it's actually only when I've got that foundation in place that I start to think about the recipes that I'm going to make. And because I am a food blogger, I have a great place to start, which is my own food blog, which I will link below. I know that I can go there if I want a 15-minute recipe. I've got a load of them on there, one pot recipes, all the sort of easy recipes that I could use for the week ahead. That's where I'll start. But obviously I love to get inspiration from other people as well. So I've got a great collection of cookbooks. These ones here are some of my favourites. Again, I'll link these ones below. But I'll just have a browse through. Nothing difficult. I'll just flick through and see if any of the pictures catch my eye. And I'll try and cook some of those. I like to get a bit of variety in the meals that I cook. So I'll do some of my own, but I love to try new things. So I'm always looking for inspiration everywhere. And what I do is I get a fresh note in my notes app, and I'll just list the recipes that I'm going to cook. I'll link any recipes that are online in that notes app so that as I'm cooking them throughout the week, I know what I'm making and I know how to make it. If I choose one from a cookbook, then I just fold the corner of the page down on the one that I'm going to cook, and that's how I can know to come back to it. Now, while I'm doing this, I'll be thinking about the structure of the week as well. I find it really easy to base it around either the proteins or the carbs that I'm going to have throughout the week. So, for example, I don't want chicken 4 nights in a row. I don't want a week full of pasta dishes. So I try to slot in on each day something that fits. So I know I've got loads of 10-minute pasta dishes. So if I've got a really busy day on Tuesday, I'll put a 10-minute pasta dish there. And I know Maybe I'll have one more pasta dish throughout the week, but it's not going to be close to Tuesday. So already we've got a bit of structure. Then maybe I'll have curry on the Monday. It's a rice-based dish. So then I'll want maybe potato-based dish on Wednesday. You don't have to structure it around carbs, but you have a think about the variety that you'll want to eat throughout the week, because I find the reason that you're not going to keep up with the planning is if the meals get boring and repetitive and you don't find any joy in it. So try and put the effort in advance so that future you can have a really great week of eating. Once I've decided what I'm eating, I go into my my supermarket app and order my online food shop. I always book online delivery for food shopping. This is my biggest tip. If you don't do this already, it saves you so much time, because I don't even need to make a shopping list. I just do it there in the app as I'm kind of planning my week anyway. And obviously I don't need to go to a supermarket. I don't need to battle other people for trolleys. I don't need to get tempted by the new myriad amount of stuff that there is in the supermarket. I find it quite overwhelming. So I book an online delivery for a few days' time. You can edit that shop anytime up until like 11 p.m. the night before. So you've got a deadline then. You know when you need to do your food shop by. And I just go through and I put in all of the ingredients from those meals that I've chosen into that shop. And it is just so easy. I know that it's going to turn up. I know some people are worried about substitutions and that sort of thing when you order an online delivery, but honestly, my local supermarket is really, really good for it. There's rarely any substitutions, and when there are, they're okay. So that's the way that I do it. So that's how I plan my meals for the week. Start by taking a look at my week, taking a look at the weather, seeing how much time I have, then pass the decision making on to my family, see what they want, see how I'm feeling. Then I look for inspiration in my cookbooks or on my blog. Then I book my online delivery, get all of those ingredients into the shop, and that's it, it's done. I've got my note on my notes app so I can remember what I'm having the next week, and it takes me all in probably an hour max, but I enjoy it. It's quiet time, it's peaceful, and I like the anticipation of knowing that I'm going to have some old favourites and exciting new recipes to try in the week ahead. If this way of thinking about dinner feels helpful to you, then I hope you'll join me over on my Substack, which I'll link down below. I share lots more over there about how to make planning dinner, cooking dinner, eating dinner feel like more of joy rather than a chore. I also run something called the Calm Dinner Club over there, which just goes a bit deeper into that, and I hope that you will come and join me. So until next time, bye.